Today we're going to be looking at how to create this procedural painterly effect. Now a painterly style is something that is normally very manually labor intensive, so we're going to be looking at some effects and shaders we can use to speed up the process and make it quick and easy. Let's dive in. Great, so start off by grabbing our object and we're going to go ahead and add two material slots. On the second one, we're going to go ahead and call this one outline. And the first one here, we're going to go ahead and call this one painterly. Great, so starting with the BSDF node on our painterly material, we're going to go ahead and add a Voronoi texture. Now, if you're using Node Wrangler add-on, which is included with Blender for free, you'll be able to use the same keyboard shortcuts as me. So if I Control-Shift-Click here down to the position, you'll see that we're getting a faceted look. So let's go ahead and add a texture coordinate here. And then we're going to go ahead and pipe the normal there into the vector. And you can see how this is giving us a faceted look similar to kind of a painterly look. However, they're very harsh and sharp edges. So we're going to go ahead and roughen those edges up to give it more of a painterly look. So I'm going to go ahead here and plug this directly into the normal, my BSDF here, so you can see how it's starting to affect our material already. So let's look at how we can roughen this up. So what we're going to do is create a mix color node here. So let's go ahead, grab a mix color. And what we want to do is plug our normal here into the A value, and then we will plug that result here into our vector. Now what this factor will allow us to do is mix that between those two. Add a noise texture here, plug the factor into B, grab our object coordinates here, and plug that into the vector of the noise texture. Now, if we look at what the noise texture is doing, we can see with those object coordinates, it's going ahead and splashing noise all across our object. Now you can tweak these settings here to alter the look, but I'm going to leave these by default. Let's go ahead and look at how that's affecting our Voronoi texture there. You can see that by turning this up and down, we're losing our faceted look with sharp edges and getting more kind of painterly splotches. Perfect. You can decide how much you want to put in there, 0.15. And then I'm going to adjust my Voronoi texture here. I'm going to do a scale of about 4. I'm going to add 1 to the detail, and you can see how that's changing the look there. I'm going to leave roughness at 0.5 and the rest of these at their default settings. We can see how it is starting to affect our model. Perfect. Let's go ahead and actually add some brush strokes in here. I've included one of these materials in the Crafty Asset Sample Pack, which is on sale at Blender Market right now with their winter sale. You can unpack the file and you'll get these diffuse maps and normal maps. And if you want project files like the one from this video, additional materials, or casual tutorials, check out my Patreon. So what we're going to do is grab this paintbrush normal map, which, as I said, will be included for free. And we're going to go ahead and drag that into our shader here. And we're going to grab the object coordinates here. We're going to drag that down into the vector. Now, if you hold Shift and slice with the right mouse button, you can go ahead and create a reroute node there and just keep things a bit more organized. Now what I'm going to do is hit Shift A and look for a mapping node, drag that on over here, and this will allow us to easily control the scale. Let's go ahead here and take a look at our map. You can see how we're getting these kind of brush stroke lines all across. So what we can do is drag the scale out here and add a value node, and then now we can just uniformly scale our texture up and down. Now we're going to do two things with this brush normal map. One, we're going to mix it into our texture to add some kind of brush lines to the edges here. And then we're also going to mix it into the overall normal map so that we kind of have a brush texture overlaid our faceted Voronoi texture look. So what we're going to do is go ahead and drag this mix node here by Shift and put another one there and change the modes of both of these to linear light. And that will just get us a better blend. So let's go ahead, change this one to linear light as well. And then what we're going to do is grab the color from here and mix it into the bottom there. And if you take a look at the position here, you can see that with this factor here and mixing in these kind of small brush strokes to the edges there. So I'm going to leave my factor to 0.15, which is about 15%. Great. So let's go ahead and look at how that's affecting our overall model here. You can see that we're starting to get more of a painterly look. I'm going to go ahead and choose a color that makes it a bit easier to see. Perfect. You can see how we're starting to achieve that painterly look. But let's go ahead and mix the brush into the normals a bit more, making it a little bit easier to see. So first of all, drag the color of our brush out into a normal map and plug that into the color. and then plug this directly into our model so you can get a good view of it. And you can see here that it doesn't look great as is. And that's because when you drag in, by default, it sets the color space to sRGB. Since this is a normal map, we want it set to non-color. And you can see how that's already looking better. Now you may notice that we're getting these kind of swirls here. And that has to do to the fact that we're using the object and it's just having a hard time of knowing where the UV coordinates are. Something we can do to improve that is come here on the image and go from flat to box, and that will box project it over. Now you may notice some harsh lines here up the blending there, and you'll see that now we're getting a much more natural brushstroke overall. Now I really want to crank up this brushstroke effect, bump this up to something like 5. And you can see that now I'm really starting to get that brush pattern. So what we can do is duplicate this mix node here and just drag that over there and bump this down to the bottom one. And we'll switch this back to mix. And that means it won't use any fancy blending modes. It's just going to mix directly between the two. Now what we can do is take the position node here, mix this here, and I'm going to set my factor to something like 0.5. And you can see that now we're getting a mixture of that faceted look and the brushes. And you can go ahead and adjust that either way. So maybe something like 0.3 might give you a pretty natural look between the two. Now, if you remember before, I said you could download that material and it'd have all the maps. So we'll go ahead here and drag in the paintbrush diffuse up here. I'm just going to move this up here. We'll leave this one at sRGB, and we want this to have the same mapping as our normal. Grab that same vector and move that up there. Go ahead and reroute that just to keep that a bit more organized. Likewise, we will change this to box and blend to match the settings that we have down here. Now, if I take a look at this, we can see how we're getting that brushstroke effect over everything. Perfect. So what we can do here is we can duplicate this mix node here, and let's go ahead and mix this with our Voronoi texture. So we also have this color socket here that we can use to kind of feed into our color mixer here. So let's choose multiply here, and we'll drag this there. I'm going to view this so we can see what we're looking at here, and drag this paint diffuse here on the bottom, and we'll drag the color from Voronoi texture here on the top, and turn this factor up. And I'm going to set this around something like 0.7, which will equate to about 70%. Perfect. So you can see the look we're starting to get there. And if you want, you can add a color ramp in between these, and that will convert the Voronoi texture to a grayscale effect. So you can see how we are getting a nice kind of mixture of colors there on the grayscale value. So let's look at how we can plug that into our base color. So let's go ahead, put this back here. And what we're going to do is yet again, duplicate this color node. And this time we are going to plug the output of here into the factor. And then we'll unplug that into our base color. Now what's going to happen is this grayscale color value is going to determine the colors between A and B. And I grab kind of a nice warm color. And let's grab a kind of cool color to complement this. Maybe something like a nice kind of dark purple. Perfect. You can see that now we're introducing that. So right there, we're starting to get good mixed colors. Now, if you wanted to use an image map that you'd already painted, you could plug these into the A or the B values and mix color in on top of it as well. Drag this multiply node off here into space, which will allow us to search, and we're going to look for color ramp. And you want to choose the one where it's plugged into factor. Perfect. Now what we can do, grab that color there and plug that into the roughness. And now you can see that we're getting some variation in roughness across our object. So we'll go over here to the modifier panel, add modifier, and search for displacement. Now you'll see that it's going to break your model at first, and we'll fix that in a second. But we're going to click new texture here and just call this painterly. We'll come down here to the texture panel. So we're going to change image or movie to Voronoi there. Play with these if you want, but I'm just going to go ahead, leave them by default. Come over here to our displacement modifier, and we just need to lower the strength down to something really small. I suggest something like 0.045. And you can see how that is giving our model a kind of hand-painted look. So this is how we're going to get our outline effect. Go ahead, search for solidify, and we're going to set this to something really small, like 0.015. You can adjust this based on your model. And then we're going to come down here to the normals. We're going to click flip. Perfect. And then we're going to come down here to materials and do material offset 1. Now that's going to apply the outline modifier or material that we have to the flipped normals there. Now, so you should be in your outline material here and just add a light path node. And we're going to add a geometry node. And you'll notice here in the geometry node that we have back facing. Now what we're going to do is add a transparent BSDF, and then we'll go ahead and add 2 mix shaders. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to grab this transparent BSDF, we're going to plug this into the bottom of the first mix shader. You're going to grab your BSDF, your principal BSDF, and you're going to plug that into the top of that first mix shader. And then you're going to use the is shadow ray for the factor. Now we're going to do the mix shader. We're going to grab this mix shader, plug it into the top of the second one. And then we're going to grab the transparent BSDF and plug this into the bottom of this one. And then now we can call on back facing and cycles using this geometry node. So we'll go ahead, grab that top one and plug it into the factor there. And then if we grab this shader and put it there, now if you want to enhance that effect, you can go ahead and increase the thickness here and that will make it thicker. But we're just going to go ahead and leave ours thin there. A little tip here, if you want to clean it up, grab your nodes and hit Control H. And it will just shrink it down to the ones that are being used, and then you don't have so much mess. So first of all here, I'm going to set my roughness down to something like 0.1, and then I'm going to choose kind of a clay material color that we have there. So this is just matching the kind of color. After that, we're going to go ahead and add a noise texture here. And just take a look at how it looks on our object there. I'm going to bump mine up to a scale of about 10. And then leave all the other settings to default. Next, I'm going to add a color ramp and just drag that over here and just crunch this down. And then we can take this value and we'll plug it into our alpha here and plug this mix shader in here. And now you can see how that is controlling the alpha of our outline there. So you can drag this in to have less outline and you can adjust the scale there to kind of adjust kind of the messiness there. There's already a couple other great painterly effects out there, though they were a bit labor intensive. So I'm going to link those tutorials below as well for additional resources.